Welcome, Real Estate 101 webinar. I'm Donald Brennan. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be talking about how to navigate the peak buying and selling season in New York City. I'm going to walk you through a number of different websites and sources I use for due diligence for myself and looking at deals and helping other people complete deals. There is a Q&A component to this webinar. Feel free to type in your questions and I'll respond to as many as I can. Firstly, I use a number of resources, and one of the primary resources I use is that information that's generated and shared by an appraiser called Jonathan Miller. He talks about many parts of what goes on in real estate in New York City, and the one that I'm touching on today is about peak buying and selling season in New York City, which is traditionally this time of year. His chart here is a little dated, but it does show activity and pricing. And this column right here, these two columns right here, are indicating the activity on a pricing basis. The second quarter, which is, again, this time of year, is the strongest throughout the year, and the fourth quarter being the lowest. Streeteasy is another primary source of information to do research on properties, on activity, closed deals, deals on the market, and helps in the due diligence of pricing, of understanding where the market is. We post all our listings on our own site as well as third-party sites such as Streeteasy, New York Times, and so forth. My understanding, Streeteasy gets the most views of all websites in New York City. One other site I just want to bring to your attention. It's a subscription site. It is not free, but it has been around the longest as far as consolidating publicly available information and putting it all in one place. It's nothing proprietary here. It provides quite a lot of information regarding real estate in New York City and elsewhere in the country. It makes it a little bit easier to do some due diligence. Obviously, you need to go out and look at buildings in the flesh. This is a very helpful tool to understand the physical aspects of the building, when it was last sold, and other particulars that are all in the public record. The takeaway for this part of managing the peak buying and selling season is use all the resources that are available to you to get an understanding of the marketplace. Obviously, consulting with a professional, probably advisable too. As most people start their own searches on the internet, these are probably places that you want to be looking at. The next part of understanding how to navigate the activity this type of year is to know the market that you are particularly interested in. The homework aspect, the know your market aspect are two things that you should be doing over time. You should be spending some amount of time prior to getting yourself in a position to pursue something so you can see which way it's trending, where the opportunities may be, and obviously to be comfortable when it's time to actually make an offer on something. My third point to make today is that if you've done your homework, you understand the markets that you're looking at and how they may differ from neighborhood to neighborhood, to borough, start to get yourself ready to be able to act in a fashion that is prudent, in a pace that is prudent for you, not just quickly for the sake of acting quickly, but be prepared when you go look at something.